Hi everyone, this is Dr. Anireto again, and today I'll be walking you through something called self-soothe. How do you handle intense emotion? How do you deal with situations where your emotions are at an all-time high and you feel as if you're not in control of what is going on? You feel overwhelmed, you feel like you don't have a handle on what's going on. This is where the skill called self-soothing comes in. It's an example of something called crisis survival skills. That is skills that can help you get through a crisis. So imagine that you're really feeling overwhelmed. This is a time to use that kind of skill. So self-soothe means to use your five senses in the service of helping you feel better. So starting with the sense of sight. At this time, when you feel intensely emotional and you feel upset, what could you look at that would take your mind away from how you're feeling for a bit, or even, change the way you're feeling from bad to good? Think about watching a comedy, watching a romantic movie, looking at nature, looking at a picture of a loved one, anything really that you can see with your eyes that would either distract you temporarily or change the way you're feeling, change your emotion for the better. So that's how you would use the sense of sight. Second is the sense of hearing. What could you listen to? What could you hear that would change the way you're feeling? Talking about music, soothing music. Music is really soothing to a lot of people. Podcasts, inspirational words or words of affirmation, or even the voice of a loved one. You could make a call and speak to someone you care about. Then talking about the sense of touch, especially when you're alone. If you're with someone, you can get a hug, right? But if you're alone, you're left to kind of soothe yourself. That's what the skill is all about. So you can actually give yourself a hug. So you can hug yourself or give yourself a pat on the shoulder, and that in itself is soothing. Or you can use other things to instill or whip up sensations that you find soothing. So people would say sipping a hot cup of tea or coffee or anything like that is really soothing. Even sipping it, touching the warm mug, especially if it's cold outside, inhaling the lovely, smell of the coffee really suits people. So using sensations like that. For some people, it's a dip in a hot bath, a hot tub. For some people, it's feeling or really focusing their attention on what it feels like to, lather on soap, like talking about a bubble bath or a lovely lotion or any kind of soothing, sensation, physical sensation that would help you feel better. Other sense that we could use to help ourselves feel better is a sense of taste. So this is one that I like a lot, and I guess that a lot of you like as well, which is look for something that you can taste and, really slowly, mindfully taste whatever it is. It could be gum, it could be candy or sweets, it could be food, your favorite food. Word of caution though with taste is that try not to let it be your only coping strategy, because there is a risk that you could only, engage in eating as a coping strategy, which will lead to emotional eating disorders, eating disorders and things like that. So this is a summary of a skill called self-soothe that could really help you to get a handle on those intense emotions and help you feel less intensely emotional.